Hello. This is my second pregnancy update, and this is an update for week 6 and 7. I'm coming to you from lovely Brighton. And yeah, I just want to give a recap on how I'm feeling so that I can look back on this and hopefully it can help people that are in the same state, and also my friends who still don't know that I'm pregnant can see what I'm going through, because I would love to be talking to them about everything I'm going through, but I can't. So week 6 was fairly easy. The main symptoms that I had during that week were acne. It was like immediately overnight I had 3 huge spots on my chin, and I never get spots on my chin, so I knew that that was a symptom. I got a new spot this morning. The ones on my chin disappeared, but it was like my period's coming, but worse than I normally get when my period's coming. And it happened very quickly as I went into week 6. For week 6 and 7, a consistent and I would say worsening symptom has been exhaustion. I'm so tired. I'm yawning constantly. And part of the reason for that maybe is because I don't want to drink coffee, and I'll get onto aversions and things, but I'm so tired. It's probably not been the best decision to be traveling around Europe while in my first trimester. We went to Paris for a day, and Stephen had to carry all of my bags because after like 2 hours of holding my bag, my shoulder literally felt like it was going to break. My body is very sensitive to like aches and pains, and that has just got kind of worse. Another symptom is cramping, and that I had that in week 6, kind of to the point where Stephen had to rub my back for me to go to sleep. It would always happen in the night or early in the morning, but that has stopped in like week 7. I haven't really had any of that. Today I'm 7 weeks 2 days. But yeah, it was no worse than I would get period cramps. It wasn't like worrying or anything like that. In terms of like food, which I love, it has been all over the place. I always prided myself on not being a picky eater, but now the smell of coffee makes me sick. I had 1 latte yesterday, which was actually good. If it's like very milky and I can't really sense the coffee, then it's fine. But the thought of like a black coffee or a cold brew or literally makes me sick, and that's just so far from who I am. So that's been very interesting. And I've needed coffee because I felt so tired, but just can't stomach it. So I've been drinking a lot of tea, peppermint tea, ginger tea, chamomile tea, all lovely for me right now. Trying to drink a lot of water, but that is actually quite difficult as well because I just feel nauseous. I found that sparkling water is more palatable. And I've been craving that, and I've been craving bubbles in general. There was one night when I was really craving Coke with ice from McDonald's, not any other Coke, the McDonald's Coke, and Stephen got that for me and it was amazing. I also have been craving really like fresh fruit, so berries, anything with berries in it. I feel like I need. And then I can't describe it, but like tangy food, like vinegar or lemon, or like not spicy but tangy food, like lime vibe. That just sounds delicious to me. So I have salt and vinegar chips, and been trying to eat more like tangy foods. I don't know why. I like those foods normally, but I've just been really craving them and not wanting any meat, anything that was an animal. Really. And we went to a really fancy restaurant, and they had like lamb and fish, and I ate it, but afterwards I was like, I just don't want to do that again. The thought of like Indian food also does not make me feel good, even though Indian food is my favorite food. So a lot of aversions and cravings, which I didn't think I would get. And I would say that generally I wake up and I'm nauseous all day. Like I'm nauseous right now. I'm not throwing up. It's just like this dull feeling in my stomach, like I'm hungover almost. And eating helps to an extent, like dry foods help, but And eating often and small meals helps particularly. Like the thought of a large meal, no, I need like a few bites and then I'm fine. But it is that constant nausea that you'd feel if your hangover lasted all day, and that is just not nice. But given that I am growing an entire human being, I am willing to stomach it. Like I'm trying not to complain about it, but want to be real about how it really feels. So yeah, that's food aversions, exhaustion. I can sleep anywhere. I slept on the way to Paris, on the way back. I slept in taxis. I sleep on trains. I sleep anywhere. Any opportunity for a nap, I'm taking it just because we're traveling and we still have one more week of international travel left. Yeah, food aversions, cravings, body aches, nausea, exhaustion, acne. Other than that, I'm very happy. My mood, talk to my emotions, which is probably important, has been up and down. If I'm honest, I'm finding it hard to talk to God. I think that's maybe because we're traveling and I'm out of my routine. But like my quiet time schedule has been off. I had like an hour-long quiet time yesterday, but the day before I had no quiet time, and normally I'm quite regular. And so I think that's partly why my mood has been up and down. I also feel like I like a little bit more emotional. But again, I think it's just the hormones. I think that's to be expected. There are moments when I'm really, really happy, and then moments when I'm just like, can we just go and sit down? And a lot of the times we do sit down because I need breaks from walking. 2 days when we were in Paris, we walked like, I feel like it was 20,000 steps, something ridiculous like that, which I'm happy about because I know exercise is important, but I was exhausted. So in my 7th week, the baby is now the size of a blueberry. And I think in the next 2 weeks, the baby will actually start looking like a baby in like the apps that I've seen. So I'm really excited. We have 2 weeks until our reassurance scan to see the baby, make sure everything's okay, it's growing okay, and this will be the first time that we see the baby. So I'm very excited about that. But honestly, I have been battling fears around that as well, which I don't even want to talk about because I don't want to give that any airtime. But you know, the fears that you get in your first trimester before you see the baby, before you hear the baby, there's all these thoughts that run through your mind of anything that could happen. And so I'm really trying to focus on the positives and what I know to be true about God, and take my vitamins and rest and eat as well as I can, and try and think and be positive because I know that my emotions can transpire to my baby. And that's it. That's really it. We're gonna have a super chill day at Brighton Beach. Not the Brighton Beach in New York, actual Brighton. And it's freezing here, but it's nice. And I'm gonna get some fish and chips with a lot of vinegar because that is what sounds good. But actually it doesn't sound that good right now. My versions also change like throughout the day. Like 1 minute I'm like fruit, and then I'm like, whoa, fruit. So yeah, that was my week 6 and 7 update. I think the next update I'll give will be after we come back from our week 9 appointment. Thank you for watching. Bye.